Forza, good evening. Just updating the game title. Right, let's get to it. Right, let's have a look at my current job. Delivery to Frankfurt. So, how far are we? Do you know what? Seeing as I'm going to Frankfurt, before I leave Dortmund... Wait there, before I leave Dortmund, I'm going to pick up another delivery. Let's go here. And I can either do another one to Frankfurt, or somewhere, or where else is it en route? Cologne, but I've never seen any drop-offs at Cologne. So failing that, I do another drop to Frankfurt, seeing as I'm going there anyway. Let's do another one to Frankfurt, seeing as we're going there anyway. Let's put the pickup up there first, so that'll direct me to go pick them up. And let's just, out of sheer curiosity, I want to look at something, because there appears to be, I mean, there's businesses in Cologne, so I don't quite understand why there's not many drop-offs in Cologne. I mean, failing that, let me just have a look at this a second, because that looks new. I don't think I've done a pickup there yet. There's a truck service in Cologne as well. So, I mean, these have got jobs here. So if I pick up another job there anyway, and hopefully pick up one that's going to Frankfurt, if there is one, that's 3 drop-offs in Frankfurt that I've got. Or I could do that one which finishes in Stuttgart, pending that my truck, actually, I've got to be careful here, because the truck might not be able to hold these deliveries. Walk Daddy, no mate, this is PS5 this is running on. Oh, here we go, Frankfurt. It's not much, so hopefully it shouldn't be a big delivery, and hopefully I can fit it in. So if I do the pickup, I'm going to move the pickups all to the top. So I'll be doing both my pickups, one in Dortmund, one in Cologne, and then all 3 drop-offs will be in Frankfurt. All 3. So that's 3 deliveries in theory I've got. Let's just this is an advanced copy. This is that was very kindly sent to me, or provided to me, from the devs. So I've been playing this for just over a week, or nearly a week now. It'll be a week tomorrow. So yeah, this is running on it's a PS4 version. Technically, it's a PS4 version running on the PS5 via backwards compatibility. So let me just look at my other drivers to make sure that they've all got jobs. I'm pretty sure they have. So Ian's got a drop-off of pigs. Pretty sure I gave Natalie a couple of jobs to do. Yes, I did. 2 deliveries there for Natalie. And Martin also has a delivery of pigs to drop off. So that's all of us with jobs to do. And then what I'm going to do once I've done this delivery is I'm going to switch it up a bit, and I'm going to look at getting myself, if I can level up doing these now, I'm going to see if I can get myself another truck. Once I've got a space for one, I need to open this up here. I'm going to get myself another cab, and I'm going to get myself one of the big, I mean, I've got a space for a trailer. I can grab another trailer right now if I want to. I can grab that if I want to, but I haven't got anything to tow it yet until I open another slot for another truck. I mean, I could dolly. The truck I've got, I could dolly another trailer to that. I could get one of the, not one of them. There's little, that's it, one of them. A dolly trailer. And dolly it to the back. I'm pretty sure. Have I got my parking brake on? Yeah, my parking brake's on. Let me just go and check something. I know, yeah, it has, this truck has got a coupler. So I could dolly my trailer and to that. And expand that way. But we'll look at that in a minute. So where am I heading now? Got to go left out of here. So parking brake off. Got to wait for the AI to naff off, because the AI is dumb. It'll just drive straight into you. Right, hang on a second. Right, let's get to it. Let's get these drop-offs done. And let's try and do them with minimal damage. How are you, Forza, anyway? Oof. Oh, Ian has finished his delivery. So I don't want Ian to be sitting around doing nothing. So let's see where Ian... Oh, he's right here, near me. Is Ian. So let's give Ian another job to do, so I can keep on raking the money in. That's quite lucrative. Let's give him... And that's to Keel up there, so let's give him that one for definite. And then let's also give him... another one, to see if there's another one he can do to Hamburg. Here's the one to Hamburg. Or Rostock will do. Rostock, I mean, whatever. Oh, there isn't. Where's that to? I mean, that's lucrative as well, so I could do him to do that one as well. So that'd keep him busy. Let's give him that one as well. Let's make sure all the pickups are at the top. So he picks both loads up and delivers one load first and then another load. Done. So that'll keep him busy. I don't want me drivers idling about. It's on green, why is he not going, the clown? I'm getting pushed. Let's turn that off a sec. Yes, Gold Dragon, I am. This is a preview copy. Dragon, this. It's a preview copy that was sent to me by the devs for testing and to provide feedback. So I've been playing this for just under a week, just under a week. I've been playing it, I've put about 30 hours into it. It should be available at midnight in your region. It's not available to pre-order on the PlayStation, it is on the Xbox. But it's not available to pre-order on the PlayStation, so I think it'll go live on the PlayStation Store at midnight. Yeah, the 11th, midnight. I'm in the UK, so in about 10 minutes time it will officially be out, or should be out on the store in about 10 minutes time. On the Xbox, you've been able to pre-order the Xbox, and the Xbox version was $24.99 in the UK, and you were able to pre-order it, but the PlayStation version is not on the store until hopefully midnight in about 10 minutes time. So this is a pickup, so I'm picking up bricks that are being delivered to Dortmund. Get the back doors open. That will add to my existing load. Get the door shut. So are you 1 hour, are you 1 hour ahead of me in the UK, or are you same time? You might be the same time in the Netherlands. Right, Martin Potts has now finished his route, so let's give him some more work to do. Got to keep the money flowing in. So, where's Martin? Martin's down in Frankfurt. So I zoom in on Martin. And from the current depot that he's at, they are playing musical pigs, essentially. So if I give him... Where's Bremen? Right, if I give him that one... and then also give him another load, so he does 2 loads. Again, keeps them busy, keeps them on the toes, keeps them driving for me. I'll give him that one actually, 13 grand. No, just under 14 grand for doing a drop off in Hamburg. So that's the jobs that he's doing. So, but he's doing both the pickups from the same place, but there's 2 deliveries. So if I stick the pickup at the top, he'll pick both loads up from the top, and he'll deliver them. He'll do 2 different drops. First drop in Berlin, and then across to Hamburg. And again, that'll keep him busy whilst I'm doing my drops. Yeah, I'm hearing a rumour that there is going to be an actual PS5 version, and that we are going to have to pay for it again. But to be fair, this all I'll say to you is this: I've had this game early access copy off the devs. Kindly sent me a copy last Thursday, so I've been testing it. I've been providing feedback. I've had replies to the feedback that I've sent. And I've been playing it for the last week. I've sunk over 30 hours into it. Me personally, I'm really enjoying it from the point of view of driving a truck and doing deliveries. It ticks all the right boxes and does that part of the game, which is the main crux of the game, absolutely bang on. You know, when you've got a gameplay loop that works, then that's fine for me. It does its job. It says what it does on the tin. But over the week that I've been playing it, it's not been without its problems. There's been a couple of bugs that have been discovered. There's some improvements that we would like, because there's been a bunch of us that have been playing it, and there is improvements that we'd like to see brought to the game. So for me, it's very, very clear. If they support the game for the next X amount of months before they release the PS5 version, I will gladly buy the PS5 version, because I'm enjoying what I'm playing already. I'm really enjoying what I'm playing already, but I want to see the game get supported. If the game comes out and it sits dormant and never gets touched again by the devs, and they don't release any quality of life improvements for it, or any extra content for it, or introduce any new systems into the game, like penalties for speeding or penalties for going through the red lights, and it literally sits dormant, then I will not be buying the PS5 version. Because that to me would just say that they're not really bothered. They just want to make a bit of quick money, and they're not really bothered about giving us what us the gamers are asking for. That's just my take on it. I'm enjoying what I'm playing, but it's not been without its bugs. One of the bugs that I found within an hour of playing the game was not necessarily a game-breaking bug, but it was a progress hindering bug. So it hindered your progress. Now, hats off to the devs. The game's not even out yet, and on Tuesday this week, was it Tuesday or Monday? Monday this week, on the PlayStation, I received a 5 gig patch, which has fixed a number of issues already. So they've already come out the gate and said, there you go, there's a patch, and it's fixed your horn. It's give us a sound effect when we complete jobs. It's fixed the bug with the Scania truck, where you couldn't have 2 Scania trucks, and there's more to come. So the only issue I've got is that, I mean, this might be a Microsoft thing more than a Aerosoft thing, is the Xbox. People that are testing it on the Xbox have still not received their patch. They haven't received the patch that PlayStation owners received the patch on Monday. Xbox players still have not received the patch, and the game technically the game is out in 4 minutes in the UK. And I know people that have been playing it on the Xbox today that have still not received the patch that I received 3 days ago. It's all going to be a simple thing with me. If they support it, and it gets the things that we ask for from the feedback that's been provided, I'll quite happily invest and get the PlayStation 5 version. But if they ignore it and release it and it gets ignored, which has been mentioned to me today that the devs are renowned for doing, then that will shatter any confidence that I've got. The bug with the Scania truck that I found within an hour of playing it was when you first start the game and you set up you give yourself a company name, you give yourself a starting city, and you pick a brand of truck that you want to start with out of the two brands available. The two brands available, one is MAN and one is Scania. When I started my first playthrough, I picked the Scania. When you start the game, when you then are dropped into the world in the game then gives you a little message saying that another trucking company has gone into liquidation, and you've been given a cattle trailer and a truck and a cattle trailer. You've been given them. So you start the game and you start in one of these. You've got one of them anyway. That's what you start in. And you go and fill this with fuel, and then once this is filled with fuel, you then go and drive to a farm to pick up your cattle trailer and your truck. The minute you get inside the second truck that you own, you are presented with nothing other than a black screen. And I've just missed my turning, so I'll need to whip it round because I'm talking. Let me just do a really naughty thing. I can't now, actually. Can I do it there? No. I'll have to go up. So, when you then get in the second truck, all I got was a black screen. I could still see my GPS system that you can see on the bottom right here. But I'd got nothing else. I'd got sound effects of the engine. I knew that was moving, but my screen was black. I need to turn this around. I'm going to park it up here a sec while I do my talking. I fed that back, along with a number of other issues, like the AI is dumb. The AI is aggressive and doesn't even acknowledge you in the game. So sometimes when you're on the motorway, it will be switching lanes. And as it's doing so, it'll completely ignore the fact that you already occupy a space on the road, and it'll literally just drive into you. And if you've got a load and you're delivering a load, that will damage the load and take money off you when you get to your destination. I'm going to go through the red light because this is another issue I fed back. There's no penalties for speeding. No monetary penalties for speeding, there's no monetary penalties for jumping red lights, no fines, nothing. That's something else that has fed back, and I've fed a load of stuff back over the last week or so. And they replied and they've acknowledged a lot of stuff, saying that some of the stuff's already been fixed internally, some of it they're working on, some of it they weren't aware of, but they'll look into it. So they are listening, which is a good thing. They are listening. Let me just... I'm going to pull up here a second, because I'm going to acknowledge... Right, yes, mirrors. Mirrors, when I first got the code for the game, because I got the code last Thursday, mirrors on the PS5 were working straight away. Mirrors on the PS4 Pro were working. On the base PS4 they weren't working, and on all Xbox consoles they weren't working, which was completely baffling to me as to why an Xbox Series X, that on paper is more powerful than a PS5, couldn't have working mirrors. Because their reasoning behind not having working mirrors, their excuse for it was, it has a detrimental effect on the frame rate in the game, so they've had to switch the mirrors off. As I've already said, we've had a patch on the PS4. The patch came out on Monday night. We've had a patch, and there is now an option to turn the mirrors off or on, but there is a warning. It does say, let me just show you, it does say, please note that activating the mirrors has a great influence on the performance. Activation is at your own risk. I've got them on anyway because I had them on day one. But what they're saying there essentially is if you'd got an original base PS4 or a base OG Xbox One or an Xbox One S, you're probably going to have problems if you activate the mirrors in terms of frame rates. And I have seen it running on a standard PS4 with the mirrors running, and I've seen it impact the frame rate. So you kind of do it at your own risk. That's why they've put the warning in. So what time are we on now in the UK? We're 2 minutes past 12, so is it not on the store? Drops 10 AM UK tomorrow. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. I thought it was going to be midnight. I've played it on a Series X and it still has no, well, until it gets the patch, it's got no working, currently it has no working mirrors on an Xbox Series X. I've played it on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and there is no working mirrors on the Xbox as of yet. Until you get the patch, until Xbox users get the patch that the PlayStation users had on Monday, where you've got a slider for the mirrors, you won't have working mirrors on the Xbox. I've only played it on the PS4 version. Essentially, I'm playing the PS4 version on a PlayStation 5, and I've also played the Xbox version, and I played that on a Series X. So I can tell you firsthand, because I've played on those two consoles, that I've had working mirrors since day one. Xbox Series X has no working mirrors and will not have them until the patch lands. And hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully, with the game releasing today, essentially, or the 11th, I'm hoping, and you would think, that Xbox owners who have pre-ordered the game are going to get a day one patch of some sort, because this game has been available on the Xbox to pre-order for at least, from what I know it was there last week. I know it was on the Xbox store to pre-order last week, where as of yet it's not on the PlayStation store to pre-order. Pump the brakes. Rogan, good evening, bud. So, if it's not on the PS Store yet, I would imagine it's going to land in the morning. If you in the UK, and again I can only speak for the UK, the physical edition of the game, so if you want the physical edition on disc, that has actually been delayed until the 25th of Feb. In the UK, it's only the digital version that's available from the 11th. Well, I've gone through. I'm going to go through anyway, because like I say, there's no penalty. Oh, I can go. I'm on green for my lane. Right, let me just check on my phone. Hang on a second. It might not say on mine actually, because essentially, in a way, technically I own it, so it might not give me a release date. Oh yeah, on my phone it says release date to be determined. So I wonder if they're still pondering it. No, the PS5 version definitely has no release date. But up until what I know a minute ago, the PS4 version and the Xbox version are supposed to be out digitally on the 11th. That trick you were on about there, Forza, I can only get that working on Xbox. I can't do that on PS4 or 5, but I have done that in the past on Xbox. It probably won't show for me either, Rogan, but I'll have a look now quickly. But it probably, hang on then, it might not show for me, you know, because I technically own it as well on the Xbox. Let me just, but if I sign out, if I look on the website and I sign out, it should find it. Hang on. Just have a quick goosey gander on it. On the Xbox page, it's showing as the 11th of February at 10 AM on the Xbox website. I saw your last one, Arugan, just as I came back in after watching a film with the kids. I saw you have that crash. Jay Kieran, definitely on the road. I would buy, definitely this game. Despite the fact that this has some issues, it's, in my opinion, as a truck simulating a truck driving experience game, it's in a far better place and a far better state than Truck Driver ever has been. The mirrors, Forza, are essentially, as soon as that patch lands on Xbox, the mirrors are fixed. You're just going to have a choice. Because the mirrors now work on base PS4, because we got the patch on Monday on the PS4. They work, but they are, you can turn them off or on. So if you stick them on and you see that it starts to impact your performance, you can turn them off. It's not ideal. I'm going to be honest with you, it's not ideal. I tried it out on the Xbox with no mirrors, and I mean, I don't need any more excuses to drive badly, but having no mirrors gave me more excuses. I did play Truck Driver. I did. I enjoyed it for a very, very small length of time, but in terms of the longer lasting experience, it ended up letting me down, because there was just so many false promises with the game in terms of what they intended to do with it, and it just never happened. And it wasn't add-ons. I'm not just talking add-ons for the game, I'm talking fixes for the game as well, because there was a number of issues with that game at least, and they kept promising they were going to fix things, and when they fixed things they broke something else. Ultimately, yeah, it was a very short-lived experience, whereas this game, I've sank 30 hours or so into this game now, and no sign of no signs at all of getting bored of it. As a driving experience of doing repetitive deliveries, it ticks all the right boxes for me. And I've just missed my turn in again because I'm talking. I'll tell you what, I'll get fuel anyway while I'm here, and then when I pull out to the petrol station I can go the other way. Let me just fill up. Expectation Gaming, I can't, in all truthfulness, I cannot put them in the same league right now, because they're in two different places. From a development point of view, they're in two different places, so I can't put them in the same league, if I'm completely honest. I've had various people come into chat and say similar kind of things, but at the same time I've had people come in and say, do you know what, think about where Euro Truck was when it first came out. Think what condition that was in when it first came out. There's massive potential for this to grow into something big, pending it gets supported. Pending the devs care enough to support the game performs well, and they throw stuff at it in terms of quality of life improvements, and then once they've got the game working to a satisfactory state, then start talking DLC. I'd want the game working and optimised before I hear any talk of DLC. Yeah, I mean, there is slight variations of things that you can do on this that you can't do on Euro Truck. You can't get out of the trucks, you can't open the doors. But then there's some things that this game does, in my opinion, there's some things that this game does really poorly. Like the resting system. I'd want the resting system improved. Because you see on my GPS system at the bottom right of the screen, you see how down there it currently says I've got 14 minutes left of drive time. When that gets to 0, I've got to find a place to pull over, park and rest. But if I wanted to, I could literally do it whilst I was driving down the road. and the game screen will go black, I'll have accelerated countdown timer, and then when I come back on, I'm still sitting in my cab a few hundred feet more down the road, the same road that I'm currently on. I'd like the resting system to have a function where you actually have to go and park up at a rest station, a motel, a truck station, or anything similar. Because I am after going to rest in a second, which I'm still getting used to, but I've enabled it now so that I can give myself a little bit more immersion. But Hunt Rogan, who's in chat, he's playing this on Xbox. He's had a number of issues with the game. He's had lots of crashes on the game, and he's played it on the One X, the Xbox One X, and the Series X. But I think I'm not speaking out of turn saying that he's having a lot of fun with the game, and he's thoroughly enjoying the game. Oh. Right, so park up because I need to rest, so parking brake on. Let's turn the engine off. So come on, don't be doing this to me. I've got to do the ignition to do it. Change mode. There we go. So that's me rested. So now I need to switch to driving mode, and then set mode to reset the timer, and then I'm good to go again. Oh yeah, I could have stopped at the truck stop. I could have stopped at the truck stop and gone for the extra immersion. But Archer will do. But I could have pulled over at this truck stop here, parked up alongside these lorries, gone for full added immersion, and rested. Yeah, I get that. I agree with that. That tacho system, I didn't even know it was functioning and anything at all was changing on it until you'd actually said Rogue, and that you can see minor changes on it, but you can't read it as such. Once you squint at it, you can. Once you squint at it, then you can see that it does put your name on. Yeah, we want a zoom function like I had earlier on Bus Simulator, where you could zoom into the cockpit. You had this the other day, didn't you, where it tells you get off the motorway and then suddenly just slips you back on further down. Doesn't make sense. And now it wants me to get off again. How bizarre. And I'm going to, is it that city I'm going to again? That Osfort? Yep, I'm going to Osfort again. It's everywhere, that city does. Let's knock them lights off. Oh, looking at chat. PlayStation 5, yeah. PlayStation 5 I'm running this on. I'm hoping your patch does drop tomorrow. I'll be homeschooling in the morning, so I'll no doubt lurk in your stream. I'll have my tablet on whilst I'm sat at the desk homeschooling. I've grabbed Little Nightmares 2 today, so that's currently downloaded and ready to stream, which I might do tomorrow if I can get the homeschooling done by around about 2 or 3 o'clock. So you still got on Xbox, Rogan, you still got the crappy sounding horn, haven't you, because you've not had the patch? I was quite surprised when we got the horn fix in that patch on Monday, but then I suppose all they had to do was flick a switch, because they did tell me that the wrong value had been left in by mistake. And it was supposed to be switchable anyway, because it is on PC apparently. The horn is completely switchable. You got a number of horns you can choose from. I think this is the right place. We'll soon see. Or have I not come the... Oh, I have, yeah, I've come the right place. Okay. Let's get the doors open beforehand for a change. I wonder if, as crazy as it sounds, I wonder if PlayStation will get another patch tomorrow then. Of sorts. Let's shut my back doors. My plan, Rogan, now, we'll just go on here, is when I've levelled up, I want to get myself another truck once I've levelled up. Although that's been stuck on 75% for ages, so I don't know if I need to be, for me to level up, if I need to be driving a different truck. But yeah, I want to get another cab, and then I want to get one of these trailers. The Giga, is it the Gigaliner box? I want to get one of them. Start driving that around and absolutely fill it chock-a-block with stuff to deliver. And do loads of multi-drops. Right, let's see how many other drivers are doing. Right, he's still going. I would imagine both of these pair are still going because they got long journeys. Is Natalie finished? No, they're all still got jobs on. So we'll leave them at it. What, the Gigaliner? Why not? I don't want the Gigaliner box. Or do I get this, the semi-box trailer? I considered toying with doing a dolly. Getting one of these little trailers and dollying it to my current truck and seeing how I fare with that. I am curious and intrigued as to whether we'll get another patch in the morning for PS5 or PS4 version. It's a bit naughty how they're releasing the day one patch on the same day. I mean, I suppose the argument is it is a day one patch, but I mean releasing it on the day with the game, unless it's within the game download. But then I'm sure Xbox users can normally pre-download a game when they've pre-ordered it beforehand. Yes, Kieran, there is. As well as what you'd expect with regards to the actual engine noises sounding different, they do feel slightly different to handle as well, I think. Let me just have a quick nosy actually, have I still got any? No, I've got all manned vehicles. So my next vehicle I will buy a Scania. If it lets me buy one tonight. There was a bug with the Scania though when the game first launched. Well, not launched, but when I first got my early access code and was playing the game, within about an hour or two I discovered, oh I was lucky there, I discovered a bit of a game progress hindering bug, because you get given a Scania truck. If you pick Scania at the start, you start with the Scania version of one of these, and then you get given a semi with a cattle trailer. to go and pick up at a farm, and when you go and get in it, you can't see anything. The screen is just completely black, apart from your sat nav. That's the only thing you can see. And they've fixed that. The patch that came out on what's going on here? The patch that came out on PlayStation on Monday has fixed that issue. The rumours are that it's 10 AM tomorrow morning in the UK. That this is going to be live on the PlayStation Store and the Xbox Store. Well, the Xbox Store, it's already available to pre-order, but you won't actually be able to play it until 10 AM tomorrow. Which is a bit odd when Xbox do that, to be honest, because they did something similar the other week with The Medium. The Medium, I was expecting to be out at midnight, so I was expecting to jump all over it and have a go, and it didn't go live and playable until 4 PM the next day. I haven't played it on a wheel, so I can't speak for it on a wheel. I've seen YouTubers playing on a wheel, and they say whilst there's no force feedback, there is resistance in the wheel, but there's no force feedback. And only certain brands of wheels are supported at the moment, which I think is Logitech and Thrustmaster. I don't know if that is all wheels as well under those brands. Oh, there's no wheel support on Xbox, Rogan. I didn't know that. Okay, I stand corrected then. I didn't know that. I have seen it being played on the PS, to be honest, with a wheel. That him in that car? That's him in that car, isn't it? Right, I'm going to move over. Put cruise control on actually as well. Right, there you go. Straight from the horse's mouth. Rogan has a Thrustmaster and it doesn't work. And he's played it on Xbox One X and the Series X. So he's better to talk about that than I am. I've not got a wheel, but I have seen it being played with a wheel, but on PS systems. The only issue I've seen with when it's being played on the wheel is you have no ability when playing on the wheel of shifting your head. So when you want to look left or right coming out of a junction, you can't move your head like I can do here. And I can do it on my right stick, or on the PS5 and 4 you can do it on the touchpad. Like that. Yeah, over the course of the last week, he has showed off all versions of the game. Apart from the Xbox Series X, he's only got a Series S. He hasn't got a Series X, but he showed off all versions of it running on the original Xbox One, an Xbox, I believe, an Xbox One S, the PlayStation 4, a PlayStation 4 Pro, and the PlayStation 5. Ooh, sugar. Hang on, sleep timer's coming on my TV. Ecosystem. Don't want my TV turning off on me, do I? Oh, I'm going to go round because I was going to crash into him and I didn't want to damage my load. None of you saw that. That really pissed poor driving then. It's because I was looking down at chat. You can't read chat and play this game. It's nigh on impossible. Yeah, it would be pretty cool in VR, this game. Ultimately, this game has some really, really good ideas. Some good systems implemented into it. Some ambitious systems in it to give you more of a simulation feeling and give you more immersion. And one of the standouts on it is the map. The map is huge. And it's also really nice to drive on as well. Let me just let me cat upstairs. The Wolf, thank you very much for the follows, much appreciated, thank you very much. It just needs tidying up around the edges, this does. A bit of optimisation, some tidying up around the edges, some improvements to some of the stuff that is already there, and they're onto a winner. Then, you know, time, support or money permitting, consider DLC expansions. More trucks. I'd like to see more brands of trucks like Mercedes or Volvo. Maybe a map expansion. Or the people that we've had streaming it have suggested things like daily events or weekly events or timed events or special missions to drop special stuff off that pops up and you get a phone call for, or a text or an email. Make things a bit more dynamic. This cat drives me up the wall. Because it can't shut doors. Yeah, I thought it was going to be Midnight Wolf, to be fair, but it's with a bit of an investigation tonight from a few guys in the chat, and also I've checked on the Xbox site, it now says 10 AM. In the UK, it says it'll be available at 10 AM on the 11th. Just going to pull up here a second while I check out that email. So somebody's finished a job. This is another issue we've got, is that we can't scroll. Gives us the impression we can scroll on this email here with the scroll bar, and some of it is cut off at the top. This has been fed back as well because we can't scroll and see the top of that to see who was doing the job and who's finished. So I'll have to go to logistics and see who's finished, because somebody's finished a job. Might be Natalie because she was on. No, can't be Natalie. So everybody's still doing jobs, unless they're doing two. Yeah, they're doing multiple jobs, aren't they? Sorry, my bad. They are doing multiple drop-offs, so they might have done one of two. So let's crack on. Yeah, Mr. Blonde, this is the PS4 version running on the PS5. Right, that's the cat gone up the stairs for the third time. If it goes upstairs for a nosy and suddenly comes back down and leaves the door wide open, it's getting kicked out for the night. Think of a shit how cold it is. Now that I'm using the taco as well, because I said this to Sharky yesterday when he was streaming it, he'd got more days than me. He was on day 13 and I was only on day 10, and yet I played for 30 odd hours. And he said it's because I wasn't using the taco from the start, where he's adopted it and used it from the start, hasn't he? So now I've started using the taco system. I've noticed it starts to cycle through days. There goes DHL. Speeding, look at him go. Just a thought, Rogan, as well, right? But I wonder if the reason the Xbox patch is taking a little bit longer than the PlayStation patch is because the patch is going to be different, because they're trying to work out how to stop it crashing. Because as I've said to you before, I've played this for over 30 hours now, and I've only had 2 crashes back to the dashboard. When I tested the Xbox version out on Monday, within 2 hours, within the space of 2 hours, I had 2 crashes. I know that you have had multiple crashes. So I wonder if the patch is going to be completely different, and that's what's taking the time. Because there's no way they cannot not be aware of the amount of crashes that are occurring on the Xbox systems. They must have hundreds of people testing it and feeding back and saying it's crashing every 30 minutes or every hour. Munch Boy, thanks for the follow, much appreciated, thank you very much. And just check up on my actual own personal emails as well. Trying to do it by doing cruise mode. Kieran as well, I've had an email say you've dropped a follow and I missed that in chat. Apologies, thank you very much for the follow. And anybody else I've missed who's dropped me a follow, because I'm so focused on driving and I'm missing bits in chat. Again, I thank you very much, and apologies if I have. So you got Rogan there taking care of comments in chat whilst I try and do my best at concentrating on driving. But yes, this is a PlayStation 4 version of the game running on a PlayStation 5. Oh, them black buildings there in the distance. I thought that was that blob that Sharky had when he was streaming it the other night. And he got that big black ball in the sky. I don't think he has, no. I don't think he has had any crashes whatsoever yet. And certainly not during his streams. I suppose it depends as to whether he's played it off stream and chilled on it off stream and had any. Right, doors open before I reverse. Right, where's that's the office. Could have been the front door, but hey ho. Right, let's shut these doors. Right. So he's still got a delivery on. He's still got a delivery on. And she's still got a delivery on. But I've got loads of emails saying delivery's been done. Money's going up nicely. So what's my next drop? Delivery all the way up there, so I mean that's only a couple of cities jaunt away. Oh no, I've got it on. I've got it. Well, that was close home. Went the wrong way then. I don't think I've got any more jobs, have I? Oh yeah, one more drop off in Frankfurt, and then I'm clear. Not yet. You can't. No, that is something that we hope comes to the game. The ability to customise your trucks, change the colours, and even create your own business logos, maybe, like an editor. But I'd just be happy. I'd be happy for the time being if they do release things and update the game in baby steps. I'd just be happy to have the ability to change the colours, because they are, as you can see, they are quite generic looking. Some advertising there from games that they've also made. But yeah, I would love a designer feature to come to this game for your trucks. Multiplayer would be a nice thing to have on this, but again, I think that's way off. If I'm honest, I'd rather see the game get optimised first and then that considered at a much later date. But I think we could have a lot of fun with this multiplayer. Parking brake on, keep rolling backwards. No, that's it. The Scania and the MAN are the two trucks that you can get. You can get... I mean, I've got the rigid box, the MAN rigid box, and then I've got my other two guys here, my other employees, they are driving one of these with the cattle trailer on the back. So they are doing me, because you can give them jobs to do. You can go and actually tell them to do jobs. They are doing me multi-drops on pigs at the moment, because they're quite good earners, they are. And then the lady that I've got working for me, Natalie, she's in a similar truck to me. She's in a rigid box as well, and she's doing me small, not long distance, she's doing me small city hops, 2 or 3 deliveries to different cities, but short city to city, or neighbouring cities more than anything. It's just I never really pay that much attention to this, but oh well, I've got no figures in the red there, so I'm actually doing okay. I think it depends on the size of the load though, Rogan, as well, because I'm pretty sure I only had 2 deliveries yesterday in mine. When I put that photo in Sharky's Discord, I think I put it in, or my own, I'm pretty sure I only had 2 pickups and 2 deliveries, and it wouldn't let me do them in the order I was trying to do them in. It wanted me do them pick up delivery, then pick up delivery. If I put both the pickups first, so that both the pickups and the stock were on the truck to go and do 2 multi-drops, it wouldn't let me do it. But yeah, I know I've said it before, and I've said it during the stream, but the map is the standout feature for me, and that is the core for me of this whole experience, is the driving and the map, and they've nailed both them 2 things. So it's all about get the optimization in first, get the fixes in, then consider DLC. And DLC can come in the form of many things for me. That'll only enhance this game, and that, a game I'm already enjoying. But things like special deliveries popping up on your emails that you can choose to pick up from a city that you are going via. You're not going for a delivery there, but you're going via it. So you could reroute, go pick that special delivery up, slap it on your truck and drop it off at the same time you're doing your other deliveries. Make things a bit more dynamic. Possibilities are endless, to be fair, and it can only grow. Well, this is the thing, Sean. I've heard a similar thing, but I've not seen anything in writing. But I've heard there's going to be a PS5 version, and I've also heard that they're going to make you pay for it again, though. So if you've already got the PS4 version, you're not getting a free upgrade. So I don't know for me. As I said at the beginning of my stream, which falls nicely in line with what I've just been saying, if the complete opposite with this game happens over the course of the next 3 to 4 months, and the game doesn't get supported, doesn't get patched, doesn't get any enhancements, doesn't get minor bugs fixed, and completely falls by the wayside, and I've gone past my delivery point again because I'm talking. Let me just do a naughty U-turn. And then he'll drive straight into me because that's what the AI does. Yeah, if they completely neglect this for the next 3 or 4 months and nothing gets fixed and everything we feedback falls on deaf ears and people are still living with bugs, then I wouldn't go anywhere near the PS5 version. I'd have had my time with this version running on the PS5, you know, not enhanced, not looking exceptionally pretty compared to other games, but I've had fun with it, I've had my time with it. I'll salute you and I'll say it's been a good ride, but I would not invest in the PS5 version if I saw them completely ignore this. Cobra, thank you very much for the follow, much appreciated, thank you very much. If they do support it, and it gets enhancements and it gets patches, and things get fixed and it's optimised and it's running super smooth, then it's a no-brainer, an absolute no-brainer for me. I'll grab the PS5 version, even if I'd grab the PS5 version even if I'd already paid for this one, which I haven't because I've been given this from the devs. The devs were kind enough to send me a copy for testing, to play, to feedback any issues, any findings, any constructive criticism. They've trusted me with it. I'm grateful to them for it. And same goes for Rogan, who's in chat. He's also been playing it on the Xbox One X and the Series X, and different people will provide and see different things. I see the things that I want improving from the gaming perspective, from the game enhancing perspective, whereas Rogan, who has knowledge of being a truck driver, is approaching it from and feeding back from a realism point of view, and that's good. That's good because they're getting different feedback, valid feedback. And as long as they take it all on board, the fact that we had the PlayStation patch on Monday and it's fixed some of the key issues with the game since I've been playtesting it, including one big bug, it fills me with hope and confidence. Yeah, Rogan's waiting for that patch as well. Somebody in chat has mentioned that the patch will be landing in the morning the same time that the game is released within your locality at 10 AM. Jeef Berkey, thanks for the follow, much appreciated, thank you very much. Wow, this levelling up that I'm trying to currently do at the moment is that we've got up to 83, so it's a slow grind. This is turning into. It took me, if you remember, when I got sent the copy to test and play last Thursday, and I streamed it in the afternoon. Once I'd got the homeschooling done with the kids, I streamed it in the afternoon, and I did about 4 hours 40 minutes, and I didn't level up during that time. During that stream I didn't level up. It was about another hour after that I leveled up. The patch on the PlayStation was just over 5 gig. Yeah, for just over 5 gig on the PS, and we thought that 5 gig was overwriting the existing game files, but apparently I've not checked it personally, Other folk who are streaming it have said that it takes the total install size up to just short of 10 gig. Right. If all these are still doing jobs, which they are, right, I'll just show you this quickly as well. I can't show you what firsthand, but if my driver, for argument's sake, was in the exact same location as where Natalie is right now, I would not be able to see her in the game. I couldn't drive past her and honk my horn or see her on the same stretch of road that I was on, literally in front of me. You don't see your drivers in the game. That I mean, a bit further online, I'd love to see that be a feature in the game, I see drivers, because you see them on bus sim, don't you, Rogan? Pretty sure you see if you've got drivers and employees in bus sim, you get to see them driving past you. But I'd love to see them in the game, and also, whilst I'm in the screen here, you won't see her move from that spot, because the game is essentially on the screen paused. But if I was to come out of this map and then go back in about 5 minutes time, you'll see that she's further up here, maybe, or that stretch of road. Right, let's see if I can do where are we? Frankfurt. Let's see if I can do a quick job from Frankfurt to Stuttgart and Frankfurt to München. Let's see if there's anything going at the moment. So let's do one there. I want Stuttgart, remember, ideally. I've definitely got one to München. That's going to net me just over 9 grand, so we'll slap that in for definite. And then we'll go here, and hopefully there's one to Stuttgart, which there is there, so Stuttgart, let's slap that on. Now, I need to organise these now, because if you look at the map, because I'm in Frankfurt, so I want to go down to Stuttgart, and I want to finish in München. So I want to make Stuttgart, I want to do both the pickups together first, so move the pickup, so both the pickups are first, and then I want to swap these two around, because I don't want to go to München and then come back on myself to go to Stuttgart, so I want to move that up. And that will change them so that I'm doing both my pickups in Frankfurt right now, 2 different locations in Frankfurt, then on to Stuttgart, then on to München. Oh yeah, once you get used to it, it just flows. You've just got to be cautious that you don't overdo your load in your trucks, which the game will tell you if you do. Say if this delivery was too big for my truck and I did it this way, what it would say to me now down here is that the capacity exceeds the capacity of the truck, and I would have to reorganise them up here using these arrows, so that I did one pickup, then one delivery, then another pickup, then another delivery, rather than both the pickups together. Because when I'm doing both the pickups together, I've got all the stock on the truck at the same time and it just won't fit, but the game will tell you. So let me go and do this drop off, and then that will be me done for the night. That will. What time am I on? I'm already pushing it, but I'll try get this one done, or at least one of them to Stuttgart maybe first. I mean, looking at the map, it doesn't look like much, but that's 1 hour of a drive, that. When I've done a job from... I'm just going to zoom out the map. So I've done a job that started at my headquarters in Hamburg. I drove to Rostock to pick up a delivery, and then I delivered it all the way down south to Munchen, and it must have taken me over 2 hours to do. Didn't see anything coming then, so I just went for it. I'm on controller and I'm fine on a controller. The only alteration, unless it changes after the patch, not that screen. No, what's he doing in front? This truck in front's having a bit of a dicky fit. Options and wireless controller here. I was told by the dev, or I've seen the devs actually recommend that these two settings, the steering speed and the steering release speed, bump them up to 10 to get rid of any lag when using a controller in the steering. I'm going to go past him because it looks like he's having a dicky fit. What's going on here? Did I just change a setting by accident? I did. How did I do that? Because my steering's been weird. That was ever so weird then, that. Yeah, so let me just quickly go back to that, because I accidentally knocked a setting then. That auto steer, release it forward, I accidentally knocked it off, or, well, I knocked it to no. When I came back in the game and I was steering, when I was steering to the left or the right, the steering wheel wasn't automatically recentering. It felt ever so weird. So, pretty much identical to what I've got there, and you're absolutely fine. Right, back doors first. Let's get the door shut. Right, second pickup. Hang on, let me check my map. How bizarre that it's sending me that way round like that, when I could literally just follow the route to the end and go round, I think. Anyway. Oh, Ian's finished his load. I'm going through, can't break in time, I'm going to go through. You know what, I'm going to go this way. Don't judge me at the moment, I know I'm speeding. But I want to get these pickups and drop-offs done. Oof. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give Ian a quick job. If I can. Seeing as he's done. Where did he finish? There he is. I'll give Ian a job. May as well be running a job whilst I am, hasn't he? Let's give him just one. And let's give him that one. Did I put my lights on? Yeah, I did. Not that many cars through there, did they? It's on green, what's going on here? You know what? Arseholes, I'm going round. Why is it... Oh, because it's not on me. Just about to say, why has he got rid of my route? You have to have the right driver or employee selected to show the route. So always make sure you've got you selected by default once you've given your employees jobs to do. Why has he gone through on red? Naughty. How dare you go through on red? So what side am I on here? Here? Here. Do you know what? I should do really, because I pretty much know everything now, so turn that off, yeah. I did shut them door, yeah I did. Now let's see how long it takes me to get to Stuttgart. If it doesn't take me that long, I'll do both drop-offs. This is where it'll be a pain, because the AI will just keep coming. And eventually I'll just have to go, do you know what, I'm going to pull out. But then they'll just ram you and damage the load, which hinders how much money you get paid in the end. Like that. Because they want to play checking with you rather than going, oh, there's a truck pulling out, I'm going to give away, I'm going to let him go because he's a big truck. So I enjoyed on this yesterday, Rogan, when I went and missed my turnings a couple of times, and rather than rerouting on the GPS, I just followed the road signs to try and get back on course. It's the biggest immersion breaker for me at the minute, that AI. Imagine having an AI where it actually gives way and changes lanes on the motorway with some intelligence. It would add so much to the game. I haven't had rain for a while, you know I haven't. Panther, good evening. How are you, bud? Yeah, before I know it, it'll be morning again. I'll be hang on, and I'll be getting the kids up for schooling, homeschooling that is. Oh, it's naughty. Right, so let's see if I can actually see what's going on in this taco now when I change these things. Yeah, it's a nightmare. It's giving me a headache. Some days, by the time I finish it, I'm scratching my head and I've got a monster headache. Vehicle, so change mode. Rogan just to confirm, is it mode first, then accept? Yeah, there you go. Done it first time. So I've rested. So now I want to change mode, accept, and carry on driving. Panther, thank you very much for the bit. Oh, I'm running backwards here because I'm reading chat. Panther, thanks for the bits. Thank you very much. Well, I need to get back onto the main road. I'm not getting off on this junction. Come on. Right, going across. Don't care where you are. Looks much better in the day, this game, in the daytime setting, than the night. I seem to do a lot of driving at night. Oh, what the is that just a bump in the road? Or some knobhead behind me? Well, there's a time and a place for that, Panther. Oh, is he gonna crash into me? No. Not paying attention then. Focus on the road a second. Don't judge me now, Rogan, for speeding. I want to get to where I'm going as quick as possible. I wasn't sure about it at first now after the patch with the overexposure because they brightened it up, but I got used to it and I thought, yeah, it looks much better like this. Oh, reading chat again. Stop. Timmy in front, he's panicking because he's thinking there's a big truck coming. Oh, get off of you. Big truck coming up behind. struggling up the hill, got too much load on. And then he's just rammed me from behind, and there's just no need, you know. You can go round me, you pillock. Don't come out to go round me, has he? Should just come out and go round me. They're not bad. Massive shout out for the devs at Aerosoft for providing this copy. This test copy of this. Early access. I've had an absolute ball with it, despite the kinks. Despite the fact that it needs a bit of quality of life improvements. I've had an absolute ball with this, and I still am having a ball with it. What hanging around you? Sod you. There all night. Got deliveries to make. Just noticed I've seen my lights reflecting in the back of that truck because I did my resting. So got my lights on, haven't I? Total focus here and concentration. Oh, I'm getting off coming up here. Move over. Oh, DHL coming up behind me. Ooh, he's hit me. I haven't got a far enough in front. No damage done though, I'm alright. Panther, thanks for stopping by, bud. I know it's late and all. Much appreciated. Thanks for the bits. And I'll catch you soon, hopefully. I had visions of somebody coming up on the right hand side then and trying to merge into this lane, just trying to sideswipe me. Because we all know that's what the AI does. I am, to be honest, Rogan, because I'm getting, see, I'm getting tired, so I'm rushing this one, not adhering to speed limits. I'm driving okay, I think, but I'm not adhering to speed limits as such, because I just want to do the first delivery and get myself off to bed. Still not a short hike anyway, is it this? Just from Frankfurt to Stuttgart, it's still a fair hike. Oi! You bandit. Whoa, whoa, whoa! No idea why he's slowed down like that. Thank God there was nobody on the left of me then. Oh, nearly. Yeah, we've suggested that as well, Cobra. We've said we'd like to see distance remaining. Other things like stats for how much distance we've travelled in total, because there is actually trophies on the PlayStation and achievements on the Xbox for covering certain distances in miles, not miles, in kilometres. But the game doesn't seem to give us any stats anywhere of what we're currently on. Yeah, we can ask them. You know, we can ask them. We can feedback. They can feedback things to us. It's up to us then whether we take everything they say with a pinch of salt. You know, do we trust them enough? There was one guy who's sounds quite familiar with the devs and the publisher of this game, who isn't as confident because he says they are renowned for throwing the game out and then pretty much neglecting it. But I don't know, some of us can hope and we can wish and see or hope that they see what we are seeing, which is a game with some really, really good potential. I'm going to go through because I've already committed. I'm going too fast. So yeah, we can feed it back, they can listen, they can either do it because they want to, because they want the game to do well. Oh, speed camera again. I will stop here because I haven't come barreling down. I mean, I have said on some of the YouTube videos that I've posted up, I have said there is factors that we have to admit. There are factors that are out of our control. If the game doesn't sell well and they haven't got the financial support or the financial the money in the bank to concentrate on the game, they're working, some of them might be working from home because of the pandemic. We don't know. There's a truthful answer. There are things that are beyond our control. But if they've got the financial backing, if they've got the time, they've got the resource, I'd like to see them put the time and effort in rather than just throwing it out and then moving on to their next project or next game. I mean, if they played the cards right, let's take Train Sim World as a business model, and let's remember that that game, when that first released on consoles, was very rough around the edges, but they persevered with it. The devs persevered with it. They committed to it, and we've now got a really good, robust train sim game on console. And they've just released details and a roadmap where they aim to fix a lot of things to optimize the game. But the game, in my eyes, is already running, okay, more than okay. Now, let's imagine that these adopt the same business model as they have with, as Dovetail have done with Train Sim. First, get the game fixed and optimized. Once it's fixed and optimized, get it out there so that people can see that it's getting fixed and they're putting the time in. Make a big deal of shouting from the rooftops that they're getting the time put in to get it fixed. And if people are happy with the results, they could adopt the same kind of business model and release paid DLC. And the paid DLC, map expansions, more vehicles, it will net them the money they need to, as a rolling effect, to expand. Drop more countries or cities in the game. Yeah, I'm come to gaming. I'm no spring chicken, Cobra. I'm 50 in a couple of years' time, and I've been gaming since the late 80s, late 70s if you include the those old Ataris that plugged into the TV and you could play Pong on. But my first proper gaming experience was because it was only ever me and my dad. So my dad would go work, come home for a week, and then I remember him bringing a game in once, if you remember it, Way of the Exploding Fist. And then from that point I had about 3 or 5 year spell where I was playing on Commodore 64, Commodore Amiga. I completely skipped the Mega Drive and Master System kind of generation, and then I jumped back into gaming when we had the Sega Saturn. Then I swapped the Sega Saturn for a PlayStation 1. Then I had the N64, and from there I had another gap where I did a bit of clubbing going out because I got my first proper job, did a bit of clubbing, and then I had a PlayStation 2, and then I've had a console ever since then. Every time a new console's come out, I've had a new one. But the N64, I was saying this to some of the guys at work, I was quite nervous when I picked up my PS5, because bearing in mind the Americans got it a week before we got it. Just put my parking brake on and turn my engine off after I have a natter. Yeah, the Americans got theirs a week before we did, and because of that we started getting the reports of the issues with the rest mode, and issues where it was turning off, issues where it wasn't installing games properly. And I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous, because it's only the second time in my lifetime of gaming that I've ever bought a console day one. The only other time was the N64. I never bought the PS1, the PS2, PS3, PS4 even, and any of the Xboxes on day one. And the PlayStation 5 was the first time I got one, day one. And because they got it early, I was like, I'm not liking these stories I'm reading about it turning off and losing save game progress and whatnot. And I had teething issues with it when I first had it, until they released a couple of system updates. I had teething issues where it would literally just turn off mid-use. I was on it, on nothing strenuous or anything, I was on YouTube, and it literally just shut down and would not come back on until I unplugged the external hard drive. Very, very weird. Josh, this is on PS5, this is running on. Kieran, I did myself a little bit of an injustice there, because I did, from the late 90s to the mid round about 2005, I did a spell of PC gaming. I did do quite a bit of PC gaming, playing things like your strategy, real-time strategy games, and your first-person shooters like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Medal of Honor. And I don't know, it was just the whole, for me, it was the whole picking up a game. Will this run without the need for me to upgrade my graphics card or RAM? Looking on the back of the box, what's the recommended specs? What's the minimum specs and what are the recommended specs? And can I get the game and I'm running it on minimum specs? I want it running the best it can look. And it just, for me, it just became a money pit. It just became something that I was throwing money into. And I'm an easygoing guy. I just want a console where I can turn it on, stick a disc in, and play a game. And to stream, I'm not a professional streamer by any stretch of the imagination. I sit here, I hit a button on my control pad, and I broadcast. Job done. No capture card, no Steam Deck or anything like that. I just sit here on my sofa, chilling out, interacting with chat the best I can, and sitting back. And I do play, even now on console, I do play a variety of games, but as I've got older, I've started to appreciate games like this a little bit more, like train sim, truck sim, bus sim, and so on, farm sim even. But I still, every now and again, I'll dive back into my Call of Duties, my War Zones, my Battlefields, me things like God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us 2. Love them. Love my story-driven games now, as I've got older. I've been running it for a week, I have, Josh, and it's been running okay for me. I've had a couple of, in the 30 plus hours I've put into it, I've had 2 crashes back to the dashboard of the PlayStation 5. It's been running okay for me. For what it is, you know what I mean? You know, it's an indie game, they're only a small team, but it's running okay for me. It ticks a lot of boxes for me in terms of the map, the driving experience, and the ability to just jump in a truck and do deliveries from A to B, or multi-drops even as well. So, anyway, after that little chinwag towards the end of that, I'm going to knock this on the head now because it's getting late. I've got to be up early in the morning and get the kids up on the computers and doing homeschooling. And I've got to sit down and actually help one of them because she's young. So I'm going to knock it on the head. I'm going to say a fond farewell to all of you. I'm going to thank you all for the new follows that I've had tonight. And some of the bits that I received. And I will no doubt be back once my homeschooling is done. I aim to get schooling done at between 2 and 3 p.m. Once that is all done, Joshy, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated, thank you very much. Once my schooling's done, at around about 2, 3 p.m, and dinners are all out the way and we can all settle down and the kids can go and mess on the PlayStations, I'll be streaming again. I don't know whether I'm going to be doing a bit more of this. If any word of any more patches landing, I will do this because I want to see what's changed. If not, then there may be a chance I might fire up Little Nightmares 2 for a stream. So, again, guys, thank you for stopping by. Thanks for keeping me company. Thanks for persevering. Have a good night, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.